God's name is...
I found it! What? Who are you?
Oh, well,
But never mind, the answer is hemoglobin, as you can see right here.
Sorry, but, what on earth is hemoglobin?
How rightly spoken. Well, I think this will work out nicely.
Yes. Yes, but what in the devil's name are you doing at this hour with the Chief Inspector of Scotland Yard? Without leaving your room, you can unravel some knot which other men can make nothing of, although they've seen every detail themselves.
Quite so. I have a sort of intuition that way. That is how I guess that you came from Afghanistan. One of the pills is a deadly poison, the other is completely harmless. He would give them the choice between the two, and if they refused, he would stab them. Enter!
A street boy told me to come up for a Mr. John Watson.
Ah!
Stay where you are!
It is not a large leap to suggest that Adler was abused by Drebber and Stanson in America, and when she left for Europe, they followed. She must have paid Hope to kill the two men. He would offer them the poisoned pills, but he also had a knife. Drebber agreed and died from the pill, but Stanson refused and was stabbed to death at his hotel.
Holmes, I really don't think this is the time.
Just throw it! It's hydrochloric acid! What? Oh!
You had that 5 feet from my desk.
Now, why is it you're here again, Mr. Norton?
My dear Holmes, I've come here for a consultation about my dear Isadora Arsano.
Oh, the famous fencer.
He was last seen, gone mad, staring in the box of a worm of unknown origin.
I'll take the case.
Mr. Holmes, we need your help. This case is absolutely topsy-turvy.
But it's so obvious, Lestrade. The Gardner's alibi is destroyed when you see how much the parsley sunk into the butter on the hot day.
What?
Of course I deduced it was the gardener, after I had seen how the parsley had sunk into the butter on such a hot day.
Holmes, have you read this?
I'm not a detective for the spotlight, Watson.
Sherlock, what is your opinion on,
Don't care, Watson.
Holmes, have you ever known very
The
many...
female sex is a mystery to me, Watson. I think that both parties would prefer for it to stay that way.
Morning, Governor.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes is not in right now. Holmes, what are you doing in that garb?
In the midst of a case, Watson.
Never would have guessed.
Ha! You remember the Drebber murder case?
Yes, of course.
And you remember the woman at the end, Miss Irene Adler?
Yes, you believed she's Jefferson Hope to carry out the murders.
Exactly! Dribber and Stangerson were ruffians following her from the Americas to here. It was the only possible solution, but we had no proof.
Today's her last day on tour of London, and then she leaves for Warsaw. I'm told her the Scarlet is not to be missed with the world.
That is why we have so little time, Watson. Yesterday I received a note from the... here! From the King of Bohemia.
The King?
Before her touring began, Miss Adler was prima donna at the Royal Bohemian Opera House. There she had an affair with the King, and some compromising photographs of the two were taken.
And the King wishes you to return them.
Adler fled back to Salt Lake City in the middle of the night, taking the two photographs with her. Twice the King has searched her rooms in London, but to no avail. Adler threatens to release the photographs in 2 days' time, on the eve of the King's wedding with the Royal Princess of Warsaw.
But the scandal...
That is precisely what Adler wants. Just yesterday I took a visit to her temporary home, Briny Lodge, on Serpentine Avenue in St. John's Wood. Today I made another visit, disguised as Big Jim, the man you saw entering here. Miss Adler has spared no expense on her and the photograph's protection. I believe that she is hiding the pictures in the parlor, as that is the only room armed with 3 burglar alarms, a Chubb lock, and windows that are always locked and bolted. The only possible way I see of entering is through a large hedge facing the south parlor windows. Miss Adler has turned all the men's heads down in that part. They think she is the daintiest thing under a bonnet on this planet. She lives void of any servants and sings every morning at the nearby chapel. The only other time when she leaves the house is on her daily walks, which happen from 5 to 7, rain or shine. She keeps to herself and stays away from public affairs. That is all I gleaned, however, that is all I needed. Doctor, I shall want your cooperation.
I am afraid I'm occupied at the moment.
What's this? Scribbles? I never knew you were an aspiring writer, Watson.
I never knew you were so damn impertinent.
Oh, come now, Doctor. I know the thrill of the mystery and the chase is still in your bones somewhere. If Mrs.
Turner!
would hurry up with our dinner, we can be at Briny Lodge by 6. What say you, Doctor? Watson, you must follow my instructions to the word.
I shall do as best as I am able.
Excellent. Do you know what this is?
Yes, we use them in Afghanistan. It's a smoke grenade used to simulate fire and explosions, correct?
Exactly. Merely twist the top and smoke will come spewing out.
You wish to simulate a fire in Adler's home?
In a few seconds, Al will come back from her home, and I will create a scene, trying to find a way to get inside. Once I'm inside, I'll ask for the window to be open. You will throw the smoke grenade over the hedge and into the garden.
That still does not explain why you wish to simulate a fire inside her home. Interrogate the woman.
I don't need to. Adler will show me the photograph herself.
Why must you always speak in these riddles?
It's simple psychology, my dear fellow. When a married woman's house is on fire, she reaches for her baby. An unmarried one reaches for her jewel box. Miss Adler will reach for the photographs. All we have to do is watch and listen. But here she comes now, Watson. Follow my instructions to the word.
I want to leave Miss Adler to her own. Now, get lost! Stop with all this violence! What in heaven's name have you done? Here, come on the sofa.
Oh, thank you. I rarely receive such hospitality.
Good heavens, you're all right.
Oh, it's merely a scratch. Nothing more.
Can I do anything for you?
Could you get me some water and open the window as well? As my lungs grow older, I'm aware of my delicate constitution.
By all means. I'll be back with your water. Just rest.
Oh, the refuse! On the street, madam! It was revenge!
Wait a moment. I'm going to call the fire brigade.
You did very nicely, Doctor. Nothing could have been better.
Do you have the photograph?
It is in a small cavity of the mantelpiece. I only saw it for an instant, but my plan worked exactly as I hoped.
Well, naturally, those ruffians are under your employ.
Yes, it's amazing what a few shillings will do these days. The irregulars are a valuable asset.
Why are you wearing a different shirt from when you came out?
Yes, can you believe that the animal made me change out of my shirt and vest when we arrived at Bryony Lodge? And then she changed into a different dress. Women are so ridiculous these days, Watson. This is from the Tenant Madame Butterfly or something like that. That's a pity, though. That shirt was my favorite. It had my monogram on it.
What now, Sherlock?
We wait. Adler leaves tomorrow, so we must break into her home early. And then all is finished.
Good night, Miss Sherlock Holmes.
I've heard that voice before. Now I wonder who the deuce that could have been.
Excuse me, sir.
What is it?
I have a submission for the Strand Magazine.
Oh, it's all the same. Go to Langdale Pike for the story. There are other writers at the Strand Magazine, you know.
Well, I'd like a story published in your magazine if possible.
Is it an adventure novel?
Not exactly, but...
A romance novel?
well, actually, it's more of a puzzle, really. Like, think Poe. Like a mystery, sort of.
Oh, it's one of those. Well, we have an opening in the Wednesday slot, if you have the manuscript.
Yes, here it is, right here.
It's a long one. Ah, sounds bohemian. What is your name and where can I find you?
Alright. John H. Watson, 221 Baker Street, apartment B, London.
Well, we'll get in contact with you if we like your story.
Well then. Be seeing you round then?
Prefer romance or adventures any day.
Holmes?
Holmes! Oh, Watson, just the person I wanted to see. Now I'm playing a piece about Adler. Maybe I could play it at Newgate for her. But never mind. But should I play the E alone, like so? Or with a trill, like so?
It's Adler, she's gone. Read this.
God! Oh, Watson, that's a good one. Oh, you're not joking.
That's it, Holmes. She's foreseen everything.
Impossible. Impossible. No, Watson, I'm going alone.
dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I see that the Drebber murders still remain in your memory. But you must think of my position. The men had already ruined my life in America, and they continue to follow me here. The fool stagehand Hope was so smitten with me that he would kill himself before implicating me. You really did it very well. You took me in completely. Though I had a faint suspicion when the ruffians helped your body into the Bryony Lodge instead of running, I dismissed this. However, I did take your shirt and vest as a precaution later to identify you. When I caught you staring at me, though, I knew my suspicions were verified. I had been warned against a certain Mr. Sherlock Holmes months ago. I had been told that if the king employed an agent, it certainly would have been you. Imagine my surprise when I later checked your shirt tag and saw that it belonged to Sherlock Holmes of 221 Baker Street. Well, I followed you to your door and so made sure that I was really an object of interest to the celebrated Mr. Sherlock Holmes. The king may rest easy. I will keep the photograph, but if he ever attempts to find me, I will use it to its full capacity. It was a pleasure, Mr. Holmes, dueling wits with you, and I hope that I shall remain in your memory forevermore as the one woman who beat you. Remember, not everything is as it seems. Very sincerely yours, Irene